dumb dick.
He's being a dumb dick.
Dumb dick. There you go.
Hey, get in here. Dallas is about to start.
Welcome to the Ewing Barbecue, where we cannot get a hold of Jock. God, my name is Mary.
And I'm Sarah.
I'm Josh. I'm in the interior right now. I don't have a good connection.
And I'm Melanie, and I really hope I'm not that scratchy. Jeez. No, actually, y'all don't need to hear my voice. It's all right. It's annoying as fuck.
Happy Mel.
Oh, Mel's been in a mood all week. Sorry.
Oh, me too. I think my husband's already killed me. So
He's already killed you?
no, he's getting ready to kill me.
Oh. It's like you're dead.
Welcome to September. Do you remember the 21st night of December, which is Larry Hagman's birthday?
Yes, and Linda's birthday is on Monday.
And Josh's birthday and my son's birthday is coming up too.
It's a big one for Josh.
Yeah, it is a big one.
Is
for
it 50?
Josh.
I've got
He'll never
several
tell you,
birthdays
but it
actually
is.
to do. I've got several birthdays listed here for this month that I should go through while we're doing
You're
birthdays.
almost half a century old, Josh.
Well, my
We're
birth
gonna celebrate.
certificate, that would be my birth certificate, but I was born years later.
Okay. I got it.
Oh, they
No.
faked it. Mm.
Okay, we got
It's a forgery.
September 4th, Annabelle Schofield, who played Laurel Ellis, turned 59. And Sharon Henderson and Julie Gonzalo are both celebrating birthdays. Sharon, of course, being Josh's mother. Linda Gray turns 82.
And girl looks good for 82.
September
I hope I
12th.
look like that when I'm 82.
She has never looked her age.
Right? Oh my God.
Ever.
Never. And her TV sister, Mary Crosby, 2 days later, September 14th, turns 63.
I mean, I can't believe she's 63 either, but
It's crazy.
September 16th, Shalane McCall, who played Charlie Wade, turns 50. Morgan
Wow.
Woodward would have celebrated a birthday. He was born in 1925. And George Chakiris, who played Nicholas in The Dream Season, turns... God, my math is awful.
What
he was
year?
born in 1934. So he'll be 88.
I can't do math either.
Don Starr would have turned 105 on the 17th. And
Damn, he old.
we will hold off on any birthdays after that.
Damn, he old.
Damn.
Jesus.
And
God.
since we are moving into Halloween season, you can be on the lookout for Omri Katz turning up everywhere lately.
Hocus
I
pocus.
saw that. And it's my favorite time of the year.
He is going to be in Salem, Massachusetts on
I saw that.
October 22nd, although he told me he's going to be in town the 21st to the 23rd. There'll be a signing.
They're going to have
at
some kind of convention going on there, don't they?
He's the only one from the cast listed, but he'll be at a signing at Silver Moon Comics from 1 to 5 p.m. and a screening with a Q&A at Cinema Salem at 7 p.m. on the 22nd of October.
Is he going for Hocus Pocus?
Yes, it is. It's a Hocus Pocus screening.
Okay.
Makes me want to go just a little bit.
So funny. My best friends were in Massachusetts back in June, and they went to the House of Seven Gables, and they sent pictures, and all I could think of was that damn bed warmer in that episode of Bewitched that followed Darren, that followed them around. I was like, I cannot unsee that. You don't understand. And Mandy was like,
bed
oh
warmer.
my God. But I was like, you don't remember that fucking bed warmer that floated around and like followed, I don't know if it was Darren or Samantha, but it was like a witch or a warlock, like trapped in the bed warmer. Yeah.
I know what you're talking about, but I just really didn't remember about that until you just said it.
It followed her because it was like, hey, get me out of this.
I can see it in my head right now as you're talking about it.
I'd like to do a quick shout out to our Patreon members: Brendan Phillick, Captain America, Lauren Bernheim, Brad Mulholland, Anita Wren, and Kristen Carlano. Thank you. They went to patreon.com and gave us a little love.
Can you feel the love?
Well,
Can you feel the love tonight?
Yes, I can feel the love tonight.
Tonight, we're talking about Season 5, Episode 11, Episode 88 of the series, Waterloo at Southfork.
I'm going to win custody of my son if I have to drag his mother through the mud.
You do realize, of course, that the Ewing name might be dragged with her.
I don't want you persecuting that girl.
When I come home tonight, you're going to be real proud of me. I have the witnesses and the depositions to prove that you're a tramp, a drunk, and an unfit mother.
You wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't I? Now, you know me better than that. I want my boy back, and I'm going to get him. And I don't care what it takes or who I have to break to do it.
Then you're going to have to break me, JR.
Sorry.
It was written by Linda Elstad, directed by Irving J. Moore, and aired December 18th, 1981. And also on December 18th, 1981,
Almost Christmas time.
the number one Billboard hit in the U.S. was Physical by Olivia Newton-John.
May she rest in peace.
I
Yeah,
know.
I know. The number one film was called Rollover, starring Jane Fonda and Chris Christopherson. I looked it up. It has 2.5 stars. So
Okay, well, I love
I don't
both of
know.
those people, so how do I not know this movie?
I
love
think it was probably a bad movie, but I don't know.
Like
And,
maybe like not even on VHS.
Thoughts out to Jane Fonda, who just announced that she's being treated for
Right.
cancer.
Cancer, yeah.
Wait,
that
she
is-
what?
Yeah, she's being treated for, I believe, breast cancer. Is it breast cancer?
I'm so out of it. I have not. Oh my God.
Olivia
I'm
Newton-John
so-
or Jane Fonda?
Jane Fonda.
Jane
Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Not
That's
Hodgkin's.
it. It
Yes,
wasn't breast. Yes,
thank
it
you.
wasn't the breast.
Yes, thank you.
Olivia Newton-John had breast cancer, I think.
Yes, maybe
Josh
that's why I'm
was just
getting
thinking
them
about
confused.
breasts.
Breasts.
Yeah. I believe that's what Jackie Onassis had as well.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yep.
And she died young.
Yeah, she did. So the top news stories this week in 1981 was the very first suicide car bombing was carried out, destroying Iraq's embassy in Beirut, Lebanon. It killed 61 people. So there had been car bombings and there had been suicide bombers, but no one had put the two together until that moment in 1981, unfortunately.
But I thought that was like a new. I know it wasn't, but I thought that was kind of like a new thing. Like when you say it happened in the 80s,
Yeah.
I was thinking like suicide bombers was all this Taliban stuff. You know what I mean? Like I guess we just heard more about it because there's more. There's more media
think about
coverage.
World War II and like kamikaze.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and even back then, they
that was a
didn't.
suicide bomber.
You had
Why
to
did
wait for like
kamikaze pilots wear helmets?
who knows.
Did they?
Oh, yeah, they did.
I mean,
You got to think too, though, like how in our face like news and media is now compared to even like
You just
the
hear about
90s,
it. Yeah.
the
Right.
80s,
For sure.
and like what was it like in the 40s, breaking news. Like, didn't you just have to wait till like the morning or the evening?
Or
Yeah.
go to like a
Listen,
movie
like-
theater and get the little newsreel.
Yeah,
yeah, like the 6:00 news or either like the 5 a.m. news.
That
Like the
blows
paper
my
that came out that
mind.
said Dewey wins, and Truman was holding it up the next day after he won the election.
Right. Also, another fun news story this week. Well, not very fun. A 19-month-old baby named Robert Pascu, I'm probably slaughtering that, fell out of his parents' apartment on the 6th floor of a building in Manhattan and totally lived. His fall was broken by a shrubbery, and he landed in soft mud and didn't even have a scratch.
Oh
When was this?
my
In
god!
December 1981, the week of December 18th.
Compared to
I hope that child.
If
is,
only Eric
was
Clapton's
made for
son
greatness.
could have
Compared-
lived.
I was
hope
gonna
he has
say-
I tried
some
to
kind of
find him on
destiny.
Facebook, but I couldn't find
You
anything.
should.
say compared
looked
to
it up.
Connor
Yes.
Clapton, that is
Right.
miraculous.
Exactly.
And a little trivia about the Connor Clapton situation. The cop that was called to the scene was a guy named Brian McAmee, who ended up quitting the police force and ended up becoming the trainer that started injecting Roger Clemens with steroids,
Who's that?
the baseball player.
He's a baseball
Another kind
player.
of ball.
Yes.
I don't know either.
I think I had one of
Interesting.
his baseball cards once.
And on Dallas, this episode came in at number 1 in the weekly ratings.
Of course it did.
Well, a few of them had been in at number 2.
I know, I'm just kidding.
But former child star from The Bad Seed, Patty McCormick, makes her first appearance in this episode. She also appeared on TV in Mama and in the spin-off of Three's Company called The Ropers. And Cliff's visit with his nephew is overlooked in episode 120 when they supposedly meet for the first time. So Yeah, and Waterloo obviously is a reference to where Napoleon had his fall from
Grace.
grace. Yep.
Or Waterloo from ABBA.
It was also
Waterloo.
Waterloo was also referenced in the miniseries in the barbecue episode when Sue Ellen said, "Haven't you heard the news of the day?" And he mentioned I've heard about the Alamo. And she's talking about Waterloo, more like your Waterloo. Yes, but
Yeah.
another reference to
Mary,
Waterloo.
There's been a shit ton of kids that have fallen out of windows in New York, actually recently, that have survived.
Jeez.
Kind of miraculous.
How?
Well, yeah, my question is, where the fuck are these parents?
Yeah, because most high-rise apartments are supposed to have bars on the windows now, so that can't happen anymore.
I can see in the 80s maybe some shit happening where a nanny let him out on the back porch or something. I don't know.
I listened to a podcast where they were talking about the Connor Clapton thing. The mom was in the bathtub. There was a nanny, and the kid was running around, and the nanny was right there, but there was it was a window, and there was someone repairing the window, and the kid was just like running, and he was like playing with the nanny and was like he was looking behind him and just kept running and just ran out the window.
That's fucking awful. I bet she shit in her pants.
She probably did more than that.
Just lost my job. Are you, girl? I'd be like inconsolable. They'd have to institutionalize me. I couldn't.
Yeah, me too.
Right. Oh my god.
Terrible.
But no.
Yeah, me too.
They would have a room for you at the Brook Tree, wouldn't they?
So in 2010, just a random article here, because I was looking for this little boy, and this came up. Paris baby survives 6-story fall unharmed. This 18-month-old in 2010 fell 6 stories, bounced off a cafe awning, and into the arms of a passerby.
6 stories, I guess, that's the sweet spot. 6 stories.
Yeah. Well, no, there was another one. There was a little boy in the Bronx this year, a 4-year-old that fell out of a 6-story window because he.
Sure as shit. Don't go to 7. You're fucked.
Yeah. Well, no, there was
6. You're good.
Miracle baby survives 11-story fall.
Oh, damn.
NYC's child hospitalized falling 9 stories but lived.
How the fuck are these babies and toddlers falling? I don't understand.
They just bounce. I don't know.
They're pushing air conditioners out the window because there's nothing holding those back.
Right. Oh, jeez.
Live in your fancy loft, but you don't have a protector on your air conditioner.
This is a very good argument for central air and heating in the city. Or hotel units in every apartment. I mean, stop with the window units, guys. Come on, it's 2022.
Or just cage them in or some shit.
God, cage the children. Right.
No, cage the 8 like that. Cage the children.
Well.
Okay, I got a cigarette on that one. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
That just hit me for a whole leap because I'm into all these podcasts right now, but they're all like true crime. But now I want to just look up Bouncing Babies.
Bouncing Babies.
Seriously.
That's a new podcast idea.
We could have a whole fucking podcast on how many survivors of Bouncing Babies.
And we can have them all on as guests. 1 episode per incident.
I think, unfortunately, Connor Clapton fell a lot further than 6 stories.
Yeah, I think it was really high.
He fell 53 stories. No, he did not live.
He very much.
Okay.
I don't think there's much left, probably, unfortunately.
No, just some tears
out of a 53rd story window.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You got to wonder if some of these people throw their kids out.
And that's why the cop quit the police force that
I can
was
imagine.
called to the scene. That traumatized him.
That would traumatize me.
Yeah,
and then he went into started injecting Major League Baseball players with steroids.
Okay,
as a trainer.
He fell out of the 53rd floor and fell 49 stories. I think he landed on top of a building.
Jesus.
At least it was in the street, I guess.
Oh my god. Well, because you figure the nanny was probably like and saw it, you know.
Oh yeah.
So she knew where he was.
Yeah.
But God.
And Eric,
I would feel like shit.
Eric Clapton's going to be in my city doing a concert a week from Friday.
And he was in like London at the time, and they were in New York. And they had mailed a letter like the night before, and so he got the letter from his little kid like days later.
I would be.
And around that same time, Eric Clapton was also supposed to be on the same helicopter that killed Stevie Ray Vaughan that crashed.
Yeah, I actually did know that. My brother loves Stevie Ray Vaughan.
And yet Eric Clapton lives. Ugh.
And he's coming to Boston on tour with Stevie Ray Vaughan's brother, Jimmy Vaughan. But that's neither here nor there.
All right, let's get started.
Okay. All right, so we open on Southfork. Pam and Bobby and Miss Ellie are in the nursery, and it's a super awkward scene, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Bobby is covering his ass. He got caught. His plan to confront JR with the baby backfired. Big time.
The look on Bobby's face is just like a silent, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, oh, fuck.
Yeah, like, what did I do?
He's like, oh, my God, what am I going to do?
Because Bobby doesn't lie a lot. So it's like
he's
not
really
second
bad
nature to him. So he's he's like one of those kids that are like that brown noser at school that never does anything wrong. And the one thing they're like trying to lie, but then they're and they can't say anything.
Totally. Yeah.
Like their ears turn red and they're starting stuttering. That's what happens.
And Pam wants a lot of information, but and see the adoption or the birthright. And then Bobby's like, well, or know who the parents are. And Bobby's like, well, that's all confidential because that's the way that adoptions are. Yeah.
And then he's like, why are you here? You checked yourself out? What's going on? And she's just like, oh, yeah, I just knew I didn't need any more therapy. And
you were cured.
Yeah,
so she's a
Since when do you decide that?
So she's a trained psychiatrist, psychologist, or whatever it is now?
Yeah, but what fucking trained psychologist let them make that decision and walk out? It goes both ways. Who let her just sign herself out?
I guess she wasn't there. She wasn't 5150, so she could leave at any time. But everybody said,
she's a grown adult and she could check herself out. I mean, like you said, she wasn't 5150. So
yeah.
Then JR walks by, and Ellie is not done with JR yet. She wants to talk to him. Big time.
Yeah, there's unfinished business.
Business.
Where in the world is John Ewing?
Yeah, so she's like, we're gonna talk, and then he explains why he did all of it. He comes clean. He's like, well, this is the reason I did it, to get John Ross back, and blah blah blah. And she is aghast, and then just immediately pulls rank on him, and she's like, nope. Your free reign over Ewing Oil is done.
Now,
finished.
Now I haven't watched this in a week, so I've only got my notes here. Doesn't he tell her to calm down? Because I wrote "calm down, fuck you, JR."
I mean, probably.
He says something. Yeah, I think he said something like that.
Yeah, right.
And he has the gall to tell her that Jock knows all about it, or claims that he does.
Right. Which
liar, pants on fire.
And then that's the first time where he's like, as soon as Miss Ellie storms out of the room, then he tries to call his daddy. Can't get through though.
Wonder
Daddy,
why.
Mommy's being mean to me. Wah, wah, wah.
And then we cut to Sue Ellen. She's leaving Southern Cross on good terms, and Clayton is sad to see her go.
He is.
And the maid is Juanita this time, and not Maria. But John Ross is in the little race car that Jock had sent from Paris or Washington. But I noticed they don't put it in the car, in the trunk. They just drive away without it.
Maybe they're having Raul come later and pick up all the shit or something. Yeah,
Raul is involved.
Raul's gonna pick it up.
Raul's not coming from Southfork.
We don't pay Raul enough.
Raul's at Southfork. He's not helping her.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Raul's going to go and pick all the shit up from Southern Cross. I guess maybe not. Right, because she's not at Southfork.
Like, I'll send for my things.
She's not living there.
Miss Ellie's probably helping her.
Yeah.
Or somebody from Southern Cross will send it with her.
Someone from...
Yeah.
The Southern Cross version of Raul will pack it up and send it over to Sue Ellen.
Miguel.
Juan.
Miguel or Juan, yeah.
So we cut to a really quick scene of Ewing Oil at night, and JR is pissed because he still can't get a hold of Jock.
Yep. Nothing much to say about that. Jock's
nope.
Unreachable. That's it. Bye-bye. And then Pam is feeding Christopher applesauce, and he loves his spinach, and he's throwing his toys on the floor.
She's a good mom.
And we learn that Ellie is going to the Southern Cross.
And then we cut to Ray, and he can't get the money at all. So he's just, the guy's like, so you can either totally lose all of your money here or talk to your wife.
I can't talk to my wife. What are you, crazy? I got male pride. I can't talk to her.
He refuses like a fucking idiot and decides to sell out.
So Shear calls Scotty Singer.
And then we get Mitch, a scene with Mitch, which is
Mitch
crazy.
meets the bad seed.
Oh, Mitch.
So he walks into the room with Mrs. Michelson, and she's worried about her facelift. But she also tells him, like, oh, by the way, I'm getting divorced.
Just thought I'd slide that in there.
I've always depended upon the kindness of a good plastic surgeon, doctor, intern.
And then she says she's not sad about it because he's got a new girlfriend and I've got a new face.
God.
All right, that's like the most 80s thing anyone has said on the show to date, I think.
So
yeah.
is she supposed to be like recovered now? Because wouldn't her face be fucking bruised?
No, this is a
or wouldn't it look
pre-consult.
better?
This was
pre-consult.
She's about to get it done.
Okay. I couldn't
She's
remember.
getting a new face. No.
She's about to charge that shit
I was
up
like,
before all the
wait a
divorce papers
minute.
go through.
Right.
Run that credit card up. Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, to be able to put a cosmetic surgery on a credit card, what kind of sorcery is that? All right.
Don't do it. Hey, don't do it.
High credit
Just
limits,
don't do
I
it.
guess.
No comment. I'm just kidding. I had Botox on it one.
And we see,
just Botox. That was
and we
cheap,
see
though.
Ellie at the
Just
Southern
one
Cross
time.
playing businesswoman.
Right. And I was very impressed with this because she comes to talk to Clayton and she's just straightforward. She's like, I have a deal for you. I want to sell this back to you. And it's a really fair $33 a barrel. Clayton says, yeah, that's fair.
And she says she would have settled for 32.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think this is like the beginning of the beginning? Spoiler, like where they start connecting.
I feel like they made a nice little connection there. Like they
And
like
he knows
each
that
other.
she's a smart woman.
They have an understanding.
Yeah,
now.
I think she made an impression.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
And basically, she just saved the day.
Yeah.
And he asks what Jock would have done, and she said
Beat the shit out of JR.
no. If
I'm just kidding.
he would have told JR to go to hell if he was in Clayton, if Jock was in Clayton's shoes. And then Clayton informs Ellie that Sue Ellen has left the Southern Cross.
So Ellie didn't know. I don't know how I didn't know that. Does anybody know?
It just happened,
What?
pretty much.
But I mean, like, I know you like it just happened. She's leaving on good terms, but like nobody knows. Like JR doesn't know she's leaving. Like,
No,
okay.
no,
I
they
thought-
had no
that's
idea.
what I thought, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
No, she's literally still checking into the hotel at this point.
Okay.
So it's not like they have the Ewing newspaper that comes out and says, attention,
Newspaper.
Not
attention,
yet.
front page story. Sue Ellen leaves Southern Cross and moves into hotel. Breaking
I would not
news at
doubt
11.
that they would put that on the show, but they didn't. So.
They do seem to control the press.
They do.
You know,
They really do.
Barnes claims Ewing child his. Headlines.
Headlines. Okay. So then we got to Brooktree, and Dr.
Forget the
Conrad
war
is
in the other
just
part of the world. It's Barnes.
Dr. Conrad does not seem worried at all about Pam at all. She's just like, oh, she's happy now with Christopher. Cool. And
That's what I'm saying. What the?
she's like really happy. Like, are we not concerned that she could be bipolar? Like,
Manic.
fucking nut job.
because she's like totally manic now as opposed to being really depressed. Like, should we not be concerned about this?
She was
should
cuckoo for
absolutely
She had
Cocoa
something
Puffs.
fill her void, and that is a manic.
She was literally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and now she's like she was driving the crazy
I would consider
train.
her maybe still that way because she's acting a
Yeah.
little cray.
And my whole thing is Bobby did not bring Christopher home intending to give him to Pam. He was trying to take Christopher JR. And so what's going to happen when that has to come out eventually? Because it will.
Right.
Because they wouldn't put it in the
Plot
story if
twist.
it wasn't going to come out.
It will eventually.
That's what I said. Plot twist. These writers are just crazy, aren't they?
Yeah, damn it.
And
Linda
then-
Elstad, what the hell?
And then Dr. Conrad makes her exit by telling Bobby to wish Pam well. Blah, blah, blah.
Right. And then just, I guess,
Bye-bye,
Dr.
Gretchen
Conrad.
Weiler. Bye, Gretchen Weiler.
Ugh,
I just don't understand. She's better now. Bye.
better, but yeah, that's it. Hate it. I
See
hate
ya.
that. Anyway, we cut to JR at Southfork. He's heading into the office, and he's still trying to get a hold of Jack.
The jock cock is busy down in South America.
Has anybody not tried to contact Punk or somebody? If I couldn't get a hold of my dad for like 3 days, I would start calling hotels, people that he's supposed to be with, in the Far East or where the fuck he is. You know what I mean? Like I would start to be kind of worried.
Yeah.
I know they said there's like no service or whatever out there, but somebody's got to know something.
Right.
Anyway, it's just my point of view on that.
Well, perhaps Punk is with Jock and can't be reached either.
Oh, that's true.
But are they? I mean, are they on a safari? Are they staying in a tent? Like, can they not call somewhere?
I get this. That's the problem, is they're calling places and no one can get a hold of them.
And this is pre-cell phone towers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
signals
I know.
are...
I guess it wasn't that uncommon not to be able to get a hold of people. So
signals were caca.
Yes.
Signals were caca.
So then JR's exiting Southfork, and then Cliff is arriving at Southfork with a very large plush bear, and they meet in the driveway.
That bear, oh my God.
It's going to go right into the nursery with the
3 days, JR.
with that crazy rabbit that was
Your giraffe.
and that rainbow that's on its standing on its side or crooked or
Side,
whatever.
yeah.
It's not normal.
And Cliff takes that opportunity to taunt JR because he has 3 days left to pay up. And then JR says, no one beats old JR, which now we have to drink because he's referred to himself in the third person.
Don't you know old JR
JR
always lands on his feet?
You know, I did that today. I had to refer to myself in third person.
You did? Oh my God.
Yeah, but I was trying to be a smart ass too, and it sounded really stupid. So after I said it, I tried to like laugh it off. I was like literally yelling at a customs guy, and then I was like, okay, well then, you know, Sarah says, like, you know, it's like, and then it came out all wrong, and I was like, and I tried to be nice to him because I was like, he's gonna go back to like, I'm an idiot. And I did know what I was talking about, but I just fucked it all up.
Oh no.
Anyway.
So is
That's
Jane's
funny.
addiction referring to himself in the third person in the song Jane Says? I wonder.
That's a good question, yeah. Dun, dun, dun.
If you go by the video, if you
I
just hear
referred
the
to myself
song,
in the fifth person once, but that's another story.
With a fifth?
Now my wheels are turning.
A whiskey?
Exactly. Exactly.
I got it.
So Ray sells out to Scotty Singer for $3 million and takes a $1 million loss.
Yep.
And he feels like caca.
Idiot. And then we still can't get a hold of Jack. Oh no! We found out he'll be unreachable for a few days.
All I heard was
He's in the
idiot.
interior.
Uh-oh.
Barker shows up to discuss the divorce hearing. And they're talking about the witnesses, the sanitarium co-workers and Dr. Rogers, who tended to Pam, and even Anita Crane from when that Pam was in the car accident are going to be called as witnesses.
Oh.
And he plans on dragging Sue Ellen through the mud and says that his daddy will forgive anything if John Ross is returned.
We cut to Bobby and Pam in their room, and Bobby is he's all in black, and his shirt is buttoned like almost down to his belly button, which is too far. Too far.
It's kind of reminding me of a Johnny Cash Men in Black moment here.
Yeah.
I have a really quick story.
Okay.
There's this, I'll make it quick. There's a little boy. He's not a little boy. He's like 27 maybe. And he always comes into Scott's bar. He's really funny. He gets drunk really fast. And then he leaves. Like, he never causes trouble. But he's like real goofy. But he talks to everybody. Well, every time he comes in, his shirt is unbuttoned like, I guess this would be like 4. Like where your breastbone would be.
Yeah, that's
and
too
he's
far.
a child. Yeah, I mean, not even if he had chest hair, I'd say button it up, bud. You know, but
button it up.
But see, now I know him well enough, so he calls me mama, and I said, button your fucking shirt up every single time. And so I told him when he left the other night, I said, "Can I take a picture of you and put it on my podcast?" And he said next weekend I could.
That's awesome,
y'all. It is. He's 80s.
Oh my God.
in 90s fashion in 2022. Like,
Oh, boy.
It's sad. He didn't even know what Dallas was. I had to explain it to him and show him pictures.
Yeah, because he's so little. Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't think his parents. I think Mary. I think you and I may be as old as his mom.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Let's never talk
All right,
about
go
that
ahead.
again.
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so Bobby has this shirt he needs buttoned up, and Pam has like scary permagrin on her face that I do not like. She's a scary monster right now.
She's on cloud 9.
I don't like it. It's scary. And then Bobby just keeps lying. He just lies are just coming out of his mouth. She's asking questions. He's just like, bleh, 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 just lies.
She
How do you
says,
think of him so quick?
she's like, oh, maybe you think he looks like a Ewing? And I'm sitting there going, well,
What? What a weird thing to say. That is the weirdest shit to say. Like, he's adopted. What are you talking about?
Because even if she didn't mean it that way, it's like, why would you say that? Like, you adopted this child for a reason. Like, you adopted him to give him a home. What the fuck do you care if he looks like you? You
haven't even officially like adopted. You've had him for like one day, and you think that like he looks like your family. What?
Y'all, my cousin looks nothing like my aunt and uncle.
Well,
and we joke with her, but like she literally looks. A kid can look nothing like their parents. Period.
Well, if the theory is true,
genetics.
he does have Ewing blood coursing through his veins if he's JR's child.
Which is right. Which is the whole point of that scene.
But she didn't know that.
She doesn't know that, and that's just a weird comment to make about the child you're adopting.
Thankfully, Ellie interrupts this whole thing and calls Bobby downstairs.
Yeah, that goes into that nut job feed. Put that in your nut job file. That's like number 17 in my nut job file for Pam. And it's just going to get worse. It's
in this episode.
Like a Rolodex.
Yep.
But thankfully, Ellie calls Bobby downstairs and puts an end to that whole weird scene.
That's true. And Ellie, she puts on her mom voice too, JR. Oof, I was mom voice. So excited.
I love putting my mom voice.
But before
on.
JR comes in the room,
down here. That's my mom voice.
Ellie tells Ray that she has now able to give him the loan, and he said, "No, it's too late. It's already sold."
Such a dum-dum.
Ray, your stupid pride. Give him the bell. Give him the bell.
Oh!
Sarah has gone to the Ewing living room at Southfork for a meeting with Miss Ellie.
Yep. And speaking of the Ewing living room, there is a vote is called in the Ewing living room. Ellie is calling to a vote as to whether we should keep JR as president.
But JR, sit down.
M's fighting words.
Okay, really quick. Am I on?
Yes.
Am I on?
Yeah.
You are.
Okay. So, Mary's got her fuck you bell. Yeah. And so right now, this isn't going to last forever. Spoiler alert, this is only my Pam right now. But after Pam, we'll think of something else. Every time a dumbass Pam, it's my clown horn.
I need something too. I gotta get some. I gotta get that bullshit.
You see
button.
one of those ones that go, you know the little thing you get, like the party store, it goes, brrr, you spin around?
Oh, yeah.
That's what you should get.
That's noisemakers.
You need something.
I'll come up with something. Some kind of noisemaker shit.
You can get a bell too. Like $6 on
Yeah, I have a bell, but it's in my Christmas box, and Scott told me he would strangle me if I ever got it out
I have
again.
those party poppers. I can just pop a party popper.
There you go.
See?
Then I'll be
But it's
picking
got
up.
to be for something.
Then I'll be picking up
Right now, it's only
streamers
Crazy
all
Pam
over
comes
my
out.
room by the end of an episode.
Okay, I won't hold it right now. It's like a kid in a candy shop. Go ahead, sorry. Crazy Pam.
Back to the
That's
vote.
my horn, guys.
Yeah, back to the vote.
Lucy, how do you vote?
Out.
Remove them.
Out.
Out.
Ray, how do you vote?
Out.
Bobby, how do you vote?
He abstains.
I don't know. I can't decide my pussy. I'm sorry.
JR, how do you vote?
He's like, well, I vote to stay in.
Ellie, how do you and John Ross vote?
And then they vote to keep him, but only if Bobby agrees to go in and help. So he's not doing it alone.
And then Ellie says, all your plotting and scheming, and Sue Ellen had left the Southern Cross on her own. Or did you not know that, JR?
Drop that bomb.
Slam! Drop the mic and walk out.
That takes a drink and a bell and a horn.
All right.
There you go.
That's me. I couldn't do it with one hand and a cigarette.
And then that's cueing evil JR laugh.
So Ellie gets John Ross's votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready?
Okay, I thought that.
Yep.
Oh, there goes his popper.
Nice.
I didn't hear it very well though.
And then we cut to the next morning. It's Ellie and JR. JR thanks her for her vote. And then she says, like, it's not a vote of confidence. And she worries that he will never, ever learn, which, spoiler alert, he will never, ever learn.
Ever.
And I put that Miss Ellie has some of the best lines ever in this episode.
She does.
She really does.
They give her some doozies in the next couple of
telling
seasons.
JR to sit down the way she told.
With the mom voice. Like, she's about to be grounded, man. Don't fuck with her right now.
You know what? We should add that to our list. Like, not her, like, parent, like, things she does, but, like, when she gets stern and, like, mom. Not to Jock, just to one of the boys.
Yeah,
mom voice.
It's mom voice.
Mom
yeah.
Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
We drink a lot.
Sit down. Mary, sit down.
Oh, shit, I got a drink.
Melanie, you're already sitting down.
I am.
Yes.
Melanie's like, fuck off. She already said she was in a bad mood this week.
Yeah.
Me too. But this made me laugh tonight. And I was in a bad mood all week.
Oh, good.
So,
I'm glad.
good for y'all. Yeah, I wanted to murder someone.
And Ellie reminds JR that they have a meeting with the cartel to settle the loan. And she wants him to leave Sue Ellen alone.
Right. She's like, I mean it.
Do you really think that's going to happen?
He says that she's going to come back, trust me, but he never promised to leave her alone, did he?
He didn't. But he said, I hate the way he says this. She's like, she's going to come back with her tail between her legs. And I'm like, ugh, gross.
Hit that bell. Hit that bell.
I know. And, that really pisses me off, too, because, I love him in some parts of it. He's just such a fucking dick.
Yes,
like, I mean, honestly, like things like that.
And Miss Ellie knows.
You treat her like shit, and she really did stay with you through so much shit. And then you're like, she's gonna come back. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
And
Spoiler,
I said,
but,
JR, you're a moron because your wife is fire, and he's an idiot. He's so stupid.
Right, and this really goes to show,
He's
like actually how little he understands women, because he's like, oh, she's off on her own, and so she's going to come back. And it's like, no, she's tasting freedom for the first time. She's not coming back.
And that's the dangerous thing. The first time she's gone from home to college to him, then to Southern Cross.
Yep.
This is her first taste of freedom. Guess what? She ain't coming back.
She needs her Mary Richards moment, because you're going to make it after all.
That's right.
Yeah, and I like how Miss Ellie knows. She knows him. She's like, you need to leave that girl alone. Leave. I know you. Leave. You need to leave her alone.
Leave her alone. Yep.
And as soon as he knows she's not coming back, there comes the chase again.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what pisses me off.
And speaking of Sue Ellen, Clayton shows up with some things that she left behind at the Southern Cross in a small box, but no race car. He didn't bring the race car.
True, but she's going to swallow him up with her puffy sleeves.
And he tells her about getting his oil back and how Dusty has left for the Colorado rodeo circuit. And he offers help with the divorce hearing, and she says that she needs to do that on her own.
And all I could think about going back on the rodeo circus is that episode.
The rodeo circus.
What did I say? Circuit. I said circuit.
Well, they do have rodeo clowns to
clowns. That's what I was thinking. But it's all I could think about is the episode we're talking about the horses were like a.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the word I'm looking for? Or like a
rope nope
metaphor or fucking yeah. So now he's going back on the rodeo.
Rodeo.
Get it?
The rodeo.
He's going to get his dick working again.
The rodeo.
The rodeo.
So the captions in the hotel scene where I first noticed that they were calling John Ross, like
Ross. Yes, the captions.
The captions on Amazon or Preview, whatever, it was John Rauss, John Ross. Like, how do you pronounce that? Rouse?
Rouse?
But they'll say Rouse. I can't even say it. I mean, I'm Southern.
Well, however he pronounces it, he's lying under the coffee table chewing on a football.
John Ross. Ross.
I really want to know who did the damn captions for this episode because that is not how you spell Ross.
I know. You know who did it? Pat Powers.
Pat Powers.
No,
he was on his way to Kappa. Pat Powers.
I think it was Patricia Shepard in between her dirty sexual fetishes.
John Rouse.
And then we go into the next scene when I hear Ray.
Oh my God.
Ray. And Donna is pissed, and I love it.
And he is pouting at the table. Pissed. Oh my God.
He's got his tail between his legs.
You know what really, really ticked me off about Ray? He's like, I'm just a big dummy, like ranch hand, blah, blah. And I'm like, or ranch foreman. And it's like, Ray, running an entire ranch that size is not an easy thing. You've got a lot of responsibility.
And Donna,
but he's also playing the sad card right now.
He's playing the poor me. And
you write a book and it can turn around and it's going to be a bestseller.
Donna's like, all right, I've had enough of your shit. Like, shut the fuck up.
Yes, take your losses and clap me on when I do something good. Be a husband.
And then
Donna is all of us in this scene. I think she's finally saying everything that I've been wanting to scream at Ray.
Yes, get it out, girl. Get it out.
And then he says, take your hands off of me, and storms out the house. Bell, bell,
like a
bell,
horn,
bell, horn, bell.
Oh. All right.
I'm just going to say this once. I was listening to a podcast this past week about the Green River Killer. And everything that they were saying about his personality, I was like, that sounds to me like Ray Krebs. So
it is a characteristic of a serial killer. They're like, poor me.
Poor me. Blah, blah, I can't do anything. So I hate women for it. Because literally he's hating.
And then I'm going to show you.
Right.
That's
pissed
dangerous.
At Donna.
Yeah. I'm going to slit your throat.
Because he's not, or he doesn't feel he's successful, even though he's running a whole fucking ranch.
He's a jackass right now. Jackass.
Really hate him right now. And if I was Donna, I'd get the fuck out. But that's me.
He's also had,
or at least pretend like you were.
No, sorry. All right. Like he's also had JR in his ear. I mean, I'm sure they really don't care about JR's opinion because he's an ass. But you've also got JR's like the little devil on your shoulder that's like, you suck.
He is.
You're nothing. You half breed.
Yeah, or stand up to your woman, be a man, that kind of thing. And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to prove himself, and he doesn't have to prove himself to anybody but Donna and himself.
Donna doesn't. It's like she doesn't care. She basically told him, she's like, I don't give a fuck. Stop being stupid.
Right, stop it.
If she didn't love him, she wouldn't have married a ranch hand. She was a millionaire.
Right.
So
she knew all that shit when you got married.
No shit. You weren't even a fucking Ewing when she married you. You were a ranch hand at Southfork. That's what you were. I don't even think he had built the house yet, had he?
No.
Maybe
wait a minute. I think
he had just built it.
I think they had just found out that he was Jock's son.
But still.
Yeah, but not when they were already kind of in love.
No, it was
before,
like
and then she came back
she married him after, but she was with him before that. That's right.
Yeah.
He knew for 5 minutes.
Still would have.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't care.
Dumb dick.
He is a dumb dick. He's being a dumb
dick.
Get your damn hands off me.
We got to do the roundabout. Dumb dick. There you go.
No,
that's the opener this week. I'm just kidding.
Sarah, you need to turn that into Cajun
that's perfect, actually.
Dumb dick. Put some French on it.
Oh, dumb dick. But that was more German or something, wasn't it? Dumb dick.
C'est magnifique, you dumb dick.
Yes, c'est magnifique with your dumb dick.
No, that sounded kind of German, actually, yeah.
Zoo bazoo.
And they're like,
did Stan find the clitoris yet? No. So Bobby and Pam have Christopher in for a checkup, and the doctor is asking for the papers from the adoption agency.
Oh, there's been a delay.
And Bobby says, "Oh, well, there's a mix-up." And I'll bring them over when they arrive. Yeah, that's the ticket.
Oh, a mix-up. Yeah, you don't say.
Yeah, they're with my wife, Morgan Fairchild. Yeah, that's right.
So weird. So the lies just keep coming out of his mouth.
Let's get to Ellie and her ripping the cartel for their taking advantage of JR.
I love these scenes when they're like, now Miss Ellie, who's usually Jordan Lee, now Miss Ellie.
They're like, calm down. She's like, fuck off. That's what I love about
do
Ellie.
not fuck with
Like, don't
Ellie.
fucking talk to me like that.
This is Queen Ellie.
Not to
sure.
spoil, but this is not the first time, and it's not the last. Is it the first
It's a
time Ellie goes up
family
against
matter.
him?
It's a
Well, it's not the
family
last.
matter, and the Ewings stick together.
It's not the
Go,
last.
Ellie, go.
I think the first time she got pissy with somebody was that banker. Whenever JR like
Oh, yeah.
almost
Yeah.
lost,
Right.
almost lost Southfork,
yeah.
and she was like, "No, let me tell you what we're gonna do." And then
That's
it all
right.
got-
And it's kind of like, you know, I
Fix
have
everybody's mess.
I have those moments at work. Like my department is like entirely women now, and I feel like so many times this is
Mine
probably
is
like
not.
sexist in reverse. I'm sorry, but we're always like, what is with these boys? Why do they fuck everything up all the damn time? Why can't they do anything right?
No, good for you. Because when I walk in a plant and they in a steel mill, they look at me like, "Did you bring us a biscuit?" Yeah, I did. Now let me see. And they're asking me a question, and I'll answer. And they're like, "Oh shit, she knew the answer." I wouldn't go in your fucking plant if I didn't know the fuck I was talking about. Okay, sorry.
Well, you're also in like deep.
I'm in a male-dominated industry.
So am I,
know
yeah.
that. And I don't know how the fuck I got here.
It's
either,
frustrating
so.
as shit. So when Miss Ellie has these moments, it's like, woo! Oh, my flabby arms. Look, hello.
It makes me proud. Josh, I know it makes you proud too, though, right?
Josh is a feminist.
Proud of Miss Ellie?
Right? Say yes, Josh.
I like the way she slammed Jordan Lee down, and
Are you
cartel.
not proud of Miss
That's good
Ellie?
enough.
Right, yeah. Miss Ellie is, it's good when she does that.
yeah,
Yes.
she gets the claws
I
out.
mean, I'd be proud of you if you did it. I'm just saying, just because she's just old Miss Ellie.
She gets
Miss
the
Ellie.
claws out, and if she had the horsewhip with her, she would have been horsewhipping them all.
That's right.
Exactly.
Right. But the next morning at the ranch, JR has had trouble sleeping. And then she puts him in her place. She's like, I would like to remind you that you are only president by my good graces. And if you are shitty to Sue Ellen in court, I will remove you so quickly your head will spin.
And
Bam.
this is where I think I
Bam.
put down is I said, was Larry high? Because he's got bloodshot eyes.
He just hungover. He does that a lot.
He doesn't look like he's hungover. He looks like he's been fucking like smoking weed between takes, which he probably had.
Well, he did smoke
Yeah.
weed, didn't he? Didn't he? He did smoke
But
weed.
I'm like,
Okay, yeah.
dude, where's the Visine?
He used to drop acid with Keith Moon, who
Yeah, but not
Actually-
not at work. Like
No, he would do it at home, but you
Yeah.
can smoke a little doobie before you
weed
go to
and
work.
champagne
You'd be
is like
"Yeah."
one thing, but dropping acid is like a whole fuck.
and
Scary as fuck.
and it should be noted that Larry's acid dropping partner Keith Moon died 44 years ago today.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't that weird? We were just talking about it though. Like that shit happens to me all the time.
That is weird.
We just because we had brought him up like I don't think since we very first started. We were talking about something like that one night. Like
Yeah.
like
A long time
either
ago,
before
yeah.
Melanie started or right when you started.
Yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Wow, wow. I only dropped acid twice and I'll never do it again.
I've never had interest. It just seems I wouldn't enjoy that.
I was you get very young and stupid. It was horrible. That's my PSA on here. Don't do it.
Shrooms.
Guess who's back from visiting
Not acid.
from Biloxi and visiting her mama?
Afton.
Knock, knock. It's Afton.
C'est magnifique.
Steal me away.
I'm back, bitches.
I can bitch
I gotta
because
come up
I'm
with a new
better
one.
than you. Oh, the bitch is back.
The bitches back.
She's
she's
come to
moving
stay
in-
with Mitch.
In his one bedroom.
Yeah, while
puts his
she's
luggage in
looking
her
for a
one
place.
Yes.
I mean, she is his sister, but it's still fucking weird. Like, I would just.
I mean,
So obviously Mitch will be the
couch.
I
gentleman
love
and
my
sleep
brother
on the
long
couch.
enough.
couch. That's why you got to
Yeah.
fill out couch, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are so uncomfortable.
I don't know. I've slept on one with a really damn good mattress once.
Not me.
Kind of comfortable.
Of course it was.
They're better
And
than
as
they used to
soon-
be. They're memory
as soon as
foam.
Mitch leaves, who does Afton call? She tries to call Cliff.
She tries to call Cliff. Oh, we also find out a little tidbit that Lucy is not Miss Young Dallas anymore. So that's
That's true.
New info
What,
to
she lose
us.
her crown or just
It's
like the
probably
new
like
one?
a
coming
year's
out?
gone
know.
by, right?
They literally didn't.
Probably.
They're just like, oh, what gosh, she's not Miss Young Dallas anymore. Oh.
Slipping a little story
Oh,
exposition
Jesus.
in.
What's she going to do?
And we learned that Afton's phone number was 555-9121.
Yep. And then then the courtroom drama begins. Da, da, da. So many cameras.
Because there's no other news stories going on in the world at the time.
Nope. It's all about that. It's like this was the precursor to the OJ trial, basically. It was all this. And in the midst of all that, JR takes her aside and decides to threaten her with all the cameras around.
So stupid.
And under it, they have some scary like horror movie music. Did you hear that? It was like.
I was waiting for somebody to.
I did not.
I was waiting for
now.
Anthony Perkins to come running in with a psycho knife or something.
Yep.
She doesn't back down though.
Oh, she does not back down. She just kind of like, she looks scared for a minute, and I was like, oh, Suella, girl, get away. And then she just kind of like takes a deep breath and walks in.
Back down. No, I won't back down. You can stand me up at the gates of hell.
So then we cut to Bobby trying to figure out how to like legally adopt this kid.
From his friend Eric, who's not skilled in that area of the law, but will do some research.
So we cut back to courtroom drama.
Yeah, bulgy-eyed Barker.
Bulgy-eyed Barker. Suellen's team has been talking for like 40 minutes about how awesome she is. And then JR's lawyer is like, yeah, they've been talking for like 40 minutes, but now it's their real story. But then, just at that moment, Ellie strategically walks into the courtroom. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sits down.
With my shoulder
Oh my god,
pads.
let me do this. Hang on.
Holy fuck, there she is.
I just downloaded an app. With sounds.
Hey, that's your new thing.
Yeah.
That's your new thing. You can have all kinds of sounds.
JR,
Look, Josh is thinking real hard.
JR, if you don't behave in the courtroom, I will slaughter you with a leg of lamb and then serve it to the police.
So there's a lot of like JR looking at over at Suellen and looking at Miss Ellie and just being like, yeah.
You know what?
And,
honestly, if they weren't in a room of other people with like the divorce going on, I'd be like, they're eye fucking each other.
Ooh.
It looked like very like angry eye sex.
Oh yeah, probably.
Needless to say,
please.
all the posturing in the courtroom leads to JR backing down.
But you know, look who plays nice when Mama's there, though.
Right. Yeah, because he's afraid of his mom. He's literally afraid of his mom.
Because his lawyer was all set to go to town, and he was like,
yeah, I don't want to hear the mom voice again.
Like,
guys.
don't do it.
I want to get grounded.
Well, even
Don't
though
do
he's
it.
a dick, he absolutely would have done it if Miss Ellie wasn't there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But then he was like, I don't want to mess with any of this. So backs down.
Speaking of mothers, Rebecca is visiting with Pam and Christopher, and she's just so happy for them. And Christopher keeps pulling Pam's hair, so she's obviously going to end up bald if he keeps doing that.
That baby.
Maybe he'll pull that poodle perm out of her hair
That baby
later.
is so freaking adorable, though.
Yes,
It's
it's pre
cute.
Eric Farlow, thank God.
I still say Pam is scary. Still scary. But then Bobby pulls into the next scene where he squeals his tires. Drink.
Drink.
And Rebecca leaves through the porch and not the patio door.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
Rebecca, did you get lost coming out of the house? And
Yeah.
is this the first scene that the two of them have had together? There's all this alluding to them seeing each other off camera, but is this the first time we've seen them?
I feel like they had one other scene together. Maybe.
They didn't show them meeting at the hospital when Pam came off the roof. I'm trying to think.
I'm not sure. I thought that there was at least one other, but maybe not.
If it is their first meeting on camera, then they did a good job having an established history with each other.
Right, because they definitely have had to met off camera, because they had that whole meeting with Catherine talking about meeting Bobby when we did not get to see that on camera, which I'm mad about. Catherine meeting Bobby.
This is true.
I'm mad about it. And then he calls her Grandma Becky, which I don't know why. I just thought that was really funny.
It makes me wonder what footage ended up on the cutting room floor, because there was a scene where Lucy picked Gary up at the airport after JR was shot that was cut.
I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of scenes that were cut for time.
So, yeah.
Those would have been great if they were somewhere, but I'm sure those are all lost to time.
Hopefully on the Blu-ray release.
That would be nice. So then we go back to court, and Sue Ellen wins full custody. Child support is $6,000 a month, which I looked in today's money, that would be $19,556.17 a month.
Victory.
And scene, because JR gets alternate weekends.
Alternate weekends, which is, God, that was such like an 80s divorce arrangement. Ugh.
I swear. Like, it reminded me of my mom.
And I swear.
Right. And freeze frame JR, so we drink once to end the episode.
Freeze frame.
Okay, I give this 4 bourbons and a courtroom drama.
I do give this a 4 bourbon. But I really didn't have anything notable. So I'm just going to say and a crazy Pam. Because I really don't.
I'm going with a 4.3 because Miss Ellie was on fire in this episode, and I am giving it a Miss Ellie put down or put in place. Miss Ellie putting you in your place with this.
Nice. I gave it. Actually, I think I gave it too much. I gave it 4.75. Damn, y'all hated it, huh?
I didn't hate it.
I didn't hate it. I just didn't. I didn't have anything that stuck out to me.
I think it was
Miss
mostly
Ellie being on fire.
It was mostly because of Miss Ellie, but I gave it 4.75 bourbons and John Rouse Ewing III.
Rouse, nice.
John Rouse.
I gave it a looking for a damn
Klaus.
So next week, are we still going to do a live? Are you guys free on Tuesday?
Yeah, so it's a Tuesday, right?
See you next Tuesday.
Okay, I saw it on the calendar.
Episode 89, Barbecue 2.
That's funny. He just said see you next Tuesday.
Join us next week where we're going to be live. We will be on Facebook Live. So if you're not a member of our group, please come join us. Answer the questions so that we know that you're not a bot. September 13th, 2022.
7 p.m. Eastern.
The day after Linda Gray's birthday and the day before Mary Crosby's birthday.
7 p.m. Eastern.
7 p.m. Eastern. We will be doing that. So join us. It'll be our second live ever. So last time was really fun, and we can't wait.
This is going to be.
We had lots of people join in. We answered questions. We saw your name come up. We talked live, and we're really. And we're going to be.
Funny. We're going to be. It's going to live because it's Ewing Barbecue 2. So wear your cowboy hats.
Grab a bowl of Miss Ellie's chili.
Get your bourbon out.
Yeah, dress for the barbecue. Send us pictures of what you're wearing. It'll be a party.
Grab a bowl of Miss Ellie's chili and hunker down because
and a bourbon and branch.
Yep.
Buy
get ready to do the Texas two-step.
Yep.
And the little line dancing.
All right. Okay. Till then, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
What the fuck was that?
It was called Nader. I don't know.
That goes with the Cookie Monster.
C is for cookie. Good enough for me. Yum, 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 yum.
Oh my god. Holy moly. Okay.
Next on Dallas.
Everybody, that was a cable from Daddy. He said his work is finished. He wouldn't miss the Ewing barbecue for anything in the world. He's coming home on the 14th.
That's enough time to make this the biggest barbecue ever.
John Ross is the one that should be here.
John Ross will be here.
How'd you manage that?
I invited Sue Ellen to bring him.
You miss it?
JR.